Hi everyone, it's Louise here on our Friday live chats, and today I'm talking to Lynn McDonald, who lives on the other side of Brisbane somewhere, a bit colder where I am. And Lynn's got an amazing story, and I think I'm just going to let Lynn talk about it today without me asking any questions. So, hi Lynn, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Louise, and thanks ever so much for asking me. It's really lovely of you.
Oh, you're welcome. I love talking to people who've got something amazing to talk about, that's done something amazing in their lives, and doing it for the good of mankind, and not worrying about what's going on in the world at the moment. It's still actually what you're doing, and what a lot of people are doing is still vibrating some goodness into the world, and this is the type of people I love to talk to. So it
Oh,
gives
thanks.
all of us a high vibe and a lot of positive feelings as well. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Louise. So, as Louise said, my name's Lynn McDonald. I live just outside of Brisbane on the southern part, and I'm currently babysitting for the fur babies for my daughter, so I'm actually not at home. And Louise has invited me. I have two grown children, Kate and Matthew. Kate's the one with the fur babies. And my son Matthew is currently living in Amsterdam and working there. And he's been there for 5 years and keeps promising that he's coming home. So I'm hoping that'll be very shortly as well. Larissa has invited me on today mainly to speak to you about Nourish the Children. And Nourish the Children is a heartwarming program that was set up by the Force for Good people in New Skin. And it helps to feed the starving children around the world. But it's not just a throw out, if you like, of meals, and it's not based on a Western diet, which a lot of other programs tend to do. This is based on what's required for them, and so through the Nourish the Children and the Force for Good, we've been able to actually eliminate starvation in Malawi. And that, I think, is just a wonderful thing. So just to give you an idea of how it works, when we provide these meals, they're provided to children, and the children must attend school. So not only are they being fed, they're also going to get an education. And I don't know whether you're aware, Louise, but a lot of children in that part of the world, only the eldest boy will get the opportunity to go to school if he does. And girls certainly do not. And that's because the parents can't afford to send them. And so they send one child to school, and then the others they keep at home to help, forage and provide food for the rest of the family. So for them, it's a big deal to have their children go to school and to be fed. That's a really big opportunity for the family, that they can see that they don't have to provide for that particular child for a week, and the bag of Vitamil lasts a month. So, and I think for me, to know that the girls are getting an education where they wouldn't normally have that opportunity, I think is a really big thing. And the other thing too is that it's not just then the company providing this meal. They also then go in and assist them in as a village, and sort of as far as being able to grow the crops and make them more sustainable, and as a village, and be able to basically grow their own food and harvest and so forth. And we've even put water wells down, because their water is pretty disgusting over there. And, if you can put a well down, then they've got access to the water immediately, and it's actually quite clean. Whereas the ladies generally have to walk, miles with the buckets on their head or jugs on their head and go down, and they take it from stinking, brown water locations, and then have to carry that on their heads all the way back. So we've been able to provide that in quite a few villages too. And so for me and mine to become an ambassador, it's basically by donating these meals and also encouraging other people to donate the meals as well. So
because it goes straight to the family, doesn't it? To the school or to the children.
Yeah, that's the other, Larice, that's the other good thing, because a lot of the other charitable institutions, they take the money, they go over there, they start building houses for their people to, live in, and they use up all the money and it doesn't get to where it's supposed to go. New Skin made a decision very early on that that's not what they were going to do, and that they were going to ensure that everything went where it was supposed to go, and they don't take any kickback out of it whatsoever. And a lot of times too, when there's disasters, our plane is the first one on the ground with food, the nourishing vitamin foods and medicines, and
And we don't hear about that, do we, on the public area?
Well, they don't advertise it, which I also think is a wonderful thing. They don't blow their own trumpet. They just get on and they do it. But to do it, you have to have a force behind you. So that's why they call it the force for good. So the force behind them is, people like us that can donate. And to donate a bag is $30 a month. So if any of your listeners would like to get in touch, yes, I'd be very happy to, share with them how they can do that.
Yeah. So when you donate a bag, the company donates a bag per bag. Is that right? That's what I've heard.
Yes. So if you that $30 that you buy one bag to give, the company gives that bag. There's no other money taken out of it. As I say, there's no kickback for them. It's all in the provision of and the meals they provide also have nutrition put into them. So, nutritional supplements. And again, there's nothing nasty in there. It's only wholesome, vitamins that are going to help nourish, their meals.
Yeah, and I've heard that the nourishment is specific to the area or to their needs. So it wouldn't be any good for one of our children to have it because their needs are totally different. But those children over there are malnourished, so they need extra protein, vitamins, minerals. So it's made specifically for them.
It is. And also, as I said earlier, with as far as the ingredients are concerned, it's not based on Western diet. It's based on, what they can actually access as well. And then, as I said, be able to grow. And we've also, built schools for children to attend. And it's just, it sort of has magnified over time as well.
Yeah, it's great to be able to say, I help build bridges, I help build wells, I help build schools.
Yeah.
And I help feed the children that desperately need good nourishment.
And that's the pivotal part of it, is the fact that, you are helping children that would otherwise, possibly died.
And $30 is not a lot a month.
No.
We don't see that. It just flips out the window. I was going to buy a meal or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, how many of us buy a coffee a day? There are so many people who would buy a coffee a day. All you've got to do is give up one of those a week and you can basically afford to donate a bag. So, to this worthwhile cause.
So does New Skin source out where the countries that do need it specifically, or is there a certain areas?
So. Yes, so they would look at where it's needed. They also have to have the government's approval to be able to go in. And another thing they won't do is be bought. So, a lot of the governments are corrupt, and so they want you to give them a certain amount of money to allow you to come in, and New Skin won't buy into that. They will go in and put their case forward, and they will say, we will provide these meals, but we're not getting anything out of it, and we're happy to do that, but we're not prepared to have to pay to come in where money will then not get to where it's supposed to go. So very ethical, very ethical.
Yeah, and it's good to know that that's the children are getting that meal. The money's going to that village, because there's a lot of, like you said before, a lot of other charities where you foster a child, you still don't know whether that child's actually getting what you're sending over. Yeah. So it's a formulation made in America where the other products are made. Do you know?
No, I actually don't know, but I fancy it is, because of the fact that they, as I said, when there is a disaster, they'll, pack a plane and it'll be sent. So I imagine it's all, manufactured in the States, but I can't tell you 100% because I've actually not seen a bag, because we don't get them here.
No. So to become an ambassador, what was involved in that?
You basically have to donate yourself. So you can't just have people donate through you. You have to show that, you're prepared to donate. So you donate, and then you encourage, or you basically tell the story and ask people if they would like to donate as well. And as you know, within New Skin, we have teams. So within my team, I've been able to, I think it's all up, it has to be a minimum of 16 bags per month. So that's the minimum that you can have. Basically to then become an ambassador. So, yeah.
And becoming an ambassador, does that mean anything specific besides that you're fantastic at building up people's lives?
Well, basically, it's the company that's acknowledging your efforts. I don't particularly care if there's a title or anything like that. For me, it's about being able to help those who, may not be able to help themselves. And as I said, to know that you're helping girls in particular who would never have had the opportunity to have an education. And again, if there was a second boy child, he also may not have been able to have, the opportunity of that education, because the families just can't afford to have a child out of the home, Yeah. So they make that decision, and one child gets that education, but it will never be a girl. Until now.
Yeah. Well, it must be just so amazing for the families to know that their children are being looked after as well. And and I guess their intelligence level will be raised, and their vibrancy would be raised, because they're getting the right nutrition, and they'll be able to learn as well. And you never know what these people or children will turn out to be. World leaders, who knows?
That's exactly right. And you've hit a very good point there, Larice, in as far as their growth is concerned and their, mental aptitude. When a child is not being given the right nutritionals, that child can't develop properly. And so, this covers such a broad spectrum of, when you dig into it, it's not just a simple, here's a bag of food. There's so much more to it that you don't take into consideration initially.
Yeah. When I watched some of the videos and talking about some of the children that before they got onto these meals, they were, they're very small, had the bloat belly that malnutrition kids have, and the eyes are dull. And after being on the Vitamil for a certain amount of time, the change in them, the vibrancy in their eyes, and you can see that they're
more
more
happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Their body's growing and they're getting their nutrition. It's amazing how much difference it does make.
yeah,
And
and
it,
as I said, it sort of encompasses a village as well as, they
yeah,
say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, that's the other thing too, that, it then starts to encompass a whole village because it relieves pressure on that village too.
yeah.
Mm.
So, and there's also the peace of mind that you just put it on an automatic delivery program.
I don't even see it,
Yeah, it just
you know?
goes automatically
Yeah,
every month. You're donating that much,
yeah.
how many bags you want to donate to this
Mm.
country. They're getting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right from the very start, when I first heard about it, I put 4 bags on instantly, and that goes automatically every month. And then, if I've got a few dollars left over, or I will, put another couple on there if you know, if I have it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and as I said, it's not about attributing titles. It's about knowing that you're doing good for people, and that aligns very much with how I feel. Is that if you can't do something good and kind, then what's life about?
That's right. And giving back to the communities that need it.
Mm,
Yeah, we don't realise, a lot of people don't realise, we think we got it bad because we might be, haven't got a job or haven't got whatever food on the table, but we still got food. We're never going to
mm,
go hungry. There's always support from our government and Centrelink and all that thing as well. A lot of people, and I can't myself envisage what it must be like to live in a community where they have to walk miles to a well and pull up this water and take it home, and then the children not getting the nutrition.
Do you
It's
know,
just
I'm probably soft because I couldn't do it. There's no way. I mean, I know they say that necessity is the mother of
mm,
invention. And if you have to do something for self preservation and for your children's preservation, you will do it. And I guess we're all like that. But, when you sit back and look at it,
mm,
I don't. I don't think that I could, not coming from the soft world that we, have.
yeah,
And as you
oh yeah,
said, we think we've got it tough because we've been in lockdown or,
mm, mm,
whatever. But we still have a roof over our heads. We, even if you're short on cash, there's something in your fridge or freezer
mm,
that you can dig up or in your cupboard. But these people don't necessarily have that either.
no,
And yeah, we have no idea. We really don't have any idea. And
no,
even to say that we're doing something grand and great by donating, it's a small gesture in the big picture, isn't it?
no,
But
definitely.
without the little
The
small
little
steps, though,
steps.
there would be nothing. I get
That's
that too. But
yeah,
it's yeah, there's a big world out
mm,
there, if you like, that
yeah.
these sorts of things are occurring in.
Well, it's just amazing to know that this company has actually eradicated malnutrition in Malawi.
Yeah,
So,
totally. Mm.
wonder, do we know about any other countries how it's going?
No,
We only know about
no.
Malawi. Mm,
Yeah, and the other part of their force for good as well is that they have saved forests, from
mm,
being cut down, and yeah, they've gone in and saved those and shown the different villages in those areas how they can have a sustainable living without loggers coming in
mm,
and selling off.
and
So
ruining them. Mm,
yeah, and
yeah.
they've also purchased, you know, acres of forests around the world to ensure that they're not, cut down. So it's not, it's sort of, there is a broader picture as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we hear of all the negative side of the world, the devastation and with different
mm,
things, but it'd be so good to hear more positive stuff like that to give us people in our soft world hope
Yeah.
that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we can make a difference, even if it's just by one Vitameal bag a month. And then we just tell that to everybody else, and it just grows. Only needs one little start, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we, as you've said, we really don't have a concept. We don't live it.
No.
So to be able to give, I think, is a very big part of living.
Yeah, all it takes is save that one cup of coffee a day if you're out every day buying a $5 cup of coffee. Because I know my little
one a week.
Yes, or one a week. Yes, one a week.
Yeah.
Because I know the coffee I get, it's only small, but because it's got a couple of things in it, it's over $5. So you can't do that every day. But yeah, we put that towards a bag of Vitameal.
Well, maybe you'd have to give up 1.5 coffees then a week. But even so, that's you think nothing of buying coffee.
That's right.
And and as you're drinking that coffee, maybe it's food for thought. I could be helping somebody that can't even get a meal, let alone even knows what coffee is to drink and enjoy like we do.
Yeah. And for people who have never heard about this, and how they can just, if they want to jump on and be a part of this, all they have to do is either reach out to you, and I've got your name up there, so that they can look for you on Facebook and through Messenger, or they can contact me, and we can put people in the right path on how to make a small difference in the world, and help the big picture, because there's always a positive outlook to all these things as well.
And it all starts with one step, Louise.
Yeah, how many meals have we, or has this company provided?
Oh my gosh, it's over
lot,
400 million meals.
Isn't
that incredible?
Yeah.
400 million meals since they started,
what time frame?
I believe.
Since they started. Yeah. So what's that, about 20 years now? Or
not
longer?
Quite, I don't know. No, it hasn't been going, maybe 20 years. So I'll have to check that. I know it's 400 million meals, but I'm just not sure in what that time frame is. I don't know that it was from the beginning, but I do know that that's
So the company has done over 400 million meals in a time frame without any profit whatsoever.
That's right.
So they've given that much. So isn't it great to know we both belong to a company that gives without looking for profit or taking back, because there's not that many out there that do that.
Yeah, and also the research that went into it by the scientists. So it's not, it's not just whacking a bit of food in a bag. There's been research put into it as well, so that to make sure that it's the best possible nutritional meal that these children can have. I just think it's wonderful, Louise.
Yeah, the amount of research, amount of effort, all put in just to help other children in the other parts of the world that we don't have any idea what they're going through. It's just awesome.
I think it's wonderful, and to be a part of that, and to know that the company you're associated with has that heart. I just think that's awesome, don't you? I'm so proud. I'm so proud to be a part of a company that has those sort of values and ethics.
That's right. Because we definitely know there's a lot out there, and it's more coming to light too, that definitely don't have that. And not, so the children we know the children being fed, they know the families are getting looked after, we know that the families are actually being taught how to look after themselves and sustain themselves. Their forests and surroundings are preserved for their benefit, not for anyone else, other companies' benefit. And we know our $30 meal pack for Vitameal is going straight to them, and we can order as many as we like to help as many children as we like.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of info that comes out through that. So we'll put up a few links on the comments as I go along a bit later when we find them. And if you have anything you want to put up to Lynn, feel free to put them in the comments.
Okay.
And feel free to share this with your friends as well. So
Thanks, Louise.
that was really, really an enlightening talk, because all we want to do is give back to our community. So this is one of the best ways that we know that, you know, it's going to help our fellow man on the other side of the world that's not in the same boat as us. And we just can't feel how badly their situation may be.
They say those less fortunate than ourselves, but it's probably even worse than that, you know, when you think about it.
Yeah, that's right. But they probably have a lot better family value than some of us that we may have, because we've got a material world where they've got more family to.
They may have, but I mean, it would be very difficult even when you think about that, you know, the struggle. The struggle would have to be very, you know, the pressure that puts on, particularly, you know, parents, I think, you know, would be terrifying, quite frankly. You think about it yourself, Louise. If you know, you couldn't feed your children, and there are other, you know, even within Australia, there are people who can't do that. However, you know, as you alluded to before, there are still places that they can go to where they can get help. They can't do that over, you know, for instance, in Africa. There's no, you know, goodwill shop for them to go round the corner and you know, get a meal or a bag of groceries. You know, they just don't have that. And so
Okay, well, thank you so much, Lynn, for explaining that to us, because it's very fascinating to know that we can make a difference in some small way. We don't have to overspend, but we want to make sure it's going to the right people for the right purposes.
Can I just add too, Louise, that the company says that Nourish the Children is 5% of what they do, but it's 95% of who they are. And I just think that that's probably the truth of it. You know, that's at their heart. And they didn't have to bother to, you know, get the scientists to, you know, do the research and they didn't have to fund it and all that sort of thing, but they did. They saw a need and they just went ahead and did it. And I do believe it is 95% of who they are.
Yeah, definitely. The experience I've had with this company for a while too, you can just feel it and see it. And the people that we've made some amazing friends in this as well.
Exactly.
And we're all on the same page.
Yeah, just like family.
Definitely. Okay.
All
right. Well, I close up then. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lynn, for that insightful conversation. And if anyone else has something that they would like to offer and talk about on my Friday Lives, please feel free to contact me. It's a great way to let the world know, well, who's ever on my Facebook page anyway. We can always share it to your page. Let us all know what you're into and how you're helping the world or how you're helping your community, and not letting the current times put a dampener on your lifestyle, business, or whatever you're doing at the moment. So I'll be so interested to hear, and I'm sure a lot of us will be too. So thank you so much, Lynn, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye for now.
Thanks, Louise. Ta-ra.
Bye.